YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, AKTDH. I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. Today is, of course, Thursday.
Yes.
AKA Thursday. July 2nd, 2026. I was just getting used to June. Like, I was just getting...
Too late.
Well, it's another J month, so at least I got the first letter started. So, July. Well, two letters. June and July,
J-U.
So, yeah. It's almost... there has to be some kind of a periodic lettering. AU is gold, AG is helium. I wonder if JU is anything. Oh, just rubbing it. A little irritated, so... anyway... this show is about interesting and important happenings that occurred throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 38-page document to go through today. Mm-hmm. Not that bad compared to yesterday, but I still gotta rattle them off. There's a thumbnail.
Yep, beautiful.
Yeah, and of course the title: Tordesillas Treaty, Steam Engine, Water Skis, and more. Well, what do we have in store? Starting us off.
Okay, now just before you get started, I just want to say yesterday's show was one of the all-time greats.
Yes.
I hope you saw it. And if you did, you'll understand this. Today, we brought a timer.
Oh.
And we can go.
It only goes for an hour.
Voila!
Well, that's just not going to matter anyway. So. 311, Saint Metellus began his reign as Catholic Pope. All right. So then 14 centuries ago, 626, incident at Xuanwu Gate, Prince Li Xin ambushed and killed his rivals, the brothers Li Yuanji and Li Jianqing, sons of Emperor Gaozu. That ticking is annoying the hell out of me. He then forces the emperor to name him as successor to the throne. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Sorry if that was loud for the viewers. 706, remains of Chinese Emperor Gaozong, his wife Empress Wu Zetian, and family members interred in Qianlang Mausoleum by Emperor Zhongzong outside Shenzhen on Mount Liangshan. Cool. 763, Yaxpak, the first Don, 16th and last ruler of the Maya Qinsh Yaxku Mo dynasty, ascended to the throne of Copan after the death of his father Smokeshell, ruling until 820.
Wow.
That's ancient Mayan stuff right there. So. Moving on up to 963, the Imperial Army proclaimed Nicephorus Phocas to be Emperor of the Romans on the plains outside Cappadocian Caesarea. 1214, siege of Rashu Almoine ended, part of King John of England's attempt to reclaim Normandy from France. That was there was some land that Britain had conquered, and Normandy was it, as well as Calais.
Yeah.
And everything. Calais was actually the last mainland European British-held land before they lost it fully to France.
Know that.
Yep. 1266, Treaty of Perth. Norway recognized Scottish sovereignty over the Hebrides and the Isle of Man. All right. 1298, Battle of Gohlheim between warring German kings Albert I of Habsburg and Adolf of Nassau-Weilburg resulted in Adolf's defeat and death. They killed the commanders back then at the end. So, 1494, Age of Discovery, the Treaty of Tordesillas was ratified by Spain. And this is not in the primary source, but we'll get to this balloon later. But right here, we've covered this before. This is I showed this on the new Shogun thing between Spain and Portugal, dividing up the new world between the two. So we've covered this before and everything. This is when it was actually ratified by Spain.
Arrogant?
Oh, yeah, well, the British were arrogant, the French were everybody's arrogant.
Yeah.
To this day, people are still arrogant. Nothing's changed. It's just, they have bigger, shinier sticks, with nuclear capabilities and lasers.
Got one of the biggest, shiniest.
Yeah. 1505, after an encounter with a violent thunderstorm, Martin Luther declared that he will become a monk. 1555, Turkish naval commander Turgut Reis sacked the Italian city of Paola. Probably because it was called Paola. He wanted some Paola there, 1570, Ottoman Empire invaded Venetian-controlled Cyprus and laid siege to its cities, gaining control of the island August 1571. So over a year. Just double checking to make sure that the audio is being picked up. It looks like it is, so yeah. Anyway, what else we got here? 1613, the first English expedition from Massachusetts against Acadia, led by Samuel Argall. That's interesting. I'm gonna do a surface level scratch with that article really quick just to see what that is. It's just telling me about Samuel Argall, so I don't know. If anyone though can let us know what what this is. This is 1613 right here. Hold on a second, right here. The first English expedition for Massachusetts against Acadia. So how is an expedition being used against somebody to learn the land, to settle it first, and who's Acadia and who's Samuel Argall? So. 1679, Europeans first visited Minnesota to see headwaters of the Mississippi in an expedition led by Daniel Grayson de Duluth.
60. That's an unusual way to put it. Okay.
Yeah, that's like where it starts, right?
Yeah.
So, 1681, Earl of Shaftesbury was arrested for high treason. 1687, King James II disbanded English Parliament. Here we go. These kings are always disbanding Parliament, man. I swear. 1698, English engineer Thomas Savery patented the first steam engine. And right there, yeah, Savary's patent, 1699. This is 1698, as we just covered. So it seems that he got his patents the next year. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But right here, yeah, like it's Alamy stock photo of the steam engine in the blueprints. And what is this? He was an English inventor and engineer, born at Shilstone, a manor house near Modbury, Devon, England. He invented the first commercially used steam-powered device, a steam pump, which is often referred to as an engine, although it is not technically an engine. Savary's steam pump was a revolutionary method of pumping water, which solved the problem of mine drainage and made widespread public water supply practical. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Wow. That's epic.
Yeah.
1776, at the Continental Congress, John Dickinson abstained from the votes that declare independence. Wow, you pussy. Like, you have the balls enough to be there, but you won't sign. You little weasel. 1776 as well, Continental Congress resolved, quote, these united colonies are and of right ought to be free and independent states, end quote. Yes, I agree.
No, I was just going to say back to John Dickerson there, or whatever his name is.
Yes.
You got to realize.
Oh, no, I know exactly.
He was against, he didn't get everything he wanted, or there's more in that he wanted, who knows what. But he wouldn't sign it because it wasn't to what he felt was needed.
You know that?
Obviously. No, I don't know it firsthand, but it's got to be other reasons. He's just not an ass.
Well,
I'm not signing the greatest document of all time. No one thinks that in real time.
Well, I'm not saying that he's that. It's just like, everybody else signed. Like, maybe not everybody else, but...
Well, you'd hope it to be unanimous, yeah. When everybody else signs, you think it'd be unanimous.
Yeah, I mean, like, the fact that it's this document that he abstains is like, dude, what the hell? Like, it's not that, like, I'm personally offended. It's just like, dude, what the hell? Come on, man. Like,
I know.
Not to be, like, peer pressure or anything, but, like, you're there. Why are you there? Like...
Well, he stuck by his beliefs.
Then why show up?
Because he was there to represent his beliefs, and people sent him there.
True. We also have some more Congress stuff here. During the American Revolution, the Continental Congress adopted the Lee Resolution, severing ties with the Kingdom of Great Britain. The wording of the formal Declaration of Independence was agreed upon and publicly released 2 days later on July 4th.
There we go.
Yeah. We also have New Jersey gave the right to vote to all adults who could show a net worth of £50. That makes sense. You don't want to just be some random guy voting. So, 1787, 300 years before my birth, Marquis de Sade shouted from Bastille that prisoners are being slaughtered. I seem to remember this whole prisoners are being slaughtered thing. Marquis, philosopher and writer. Okay, well there's some. What does this say right here? Where'd it go? There we go. On the surface, the storming of the Bastille fortress in Paris, France on July 14, 1789 might not seem like such a big deal. At the time, it was being used as a prison with only a few inmates. There's a whole... I remember there's a story behind this. I just don't remember what or how to look it up. So, anyway, what else do we got? Let me get back over to there. 1798, Marine Police established by the West India Committee to guard merchant vessels on the River Thames, London. Beginnings of the world's oldest continuously serving police force. So I think they're still around to this day. But right here, image search doesn't reveal much, but I thought about putting this in the thumbnail, but nobody would really understand it.
Yeah.
They're policing the water, so they're just patrolling around the boat and everything.
That's a cool painting or picture.
It's a photograph, yeah. Yeah, sepia tone.
It's really sharp.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. Which, actually, when you think about it, how did they take this back then? I mean, there's no way. I mean, this is much later than 1798, obviously. But I'm just like, back then, it took a while for light exposure. So how is it this sharp? You know, especially on water, they would constantly be moving, and that would make a very, noticeable blur on the photograph.
Yeah, I have no idea. Oh. And maybe it's been doctored. Who knows?
Maybe. 1808, Simon Fraser completed his trip down Fraser River, British Columbia, landing at Musqueam, obviously named after him.
Good old British Columbia.
Yeah. 1816, the French frigate Le Méduse ran aground under incompetent leadership of Viscount of Charmez. 400 passengers were evacuated. 150 men and 1 woman were left on La Machine, a poorly provisioned raft. 13 days later, only 15 survivors, 1-5, remained. Inspired Theodore Guyot's painting, "The Raft of the Medusa." We saw that. We saw that yesterday.
That's a sad story.
Yeah, that is a terrible story. But remember this yesterday? Yeah. So that's depicting nearly 15. So that's horrifying. Wow. 1822, Denmark VC, also known as Telemaque, accused of planning a slave rebellion in South Carolina, died by hanging at approximately the age of 55. We also have 1823, Bahia Independence, the Bahia Independence Day, and the Portuguese rule in Brazil with the final defeat of the Portuguese crown loyalists in the province of Bahia. All right. 1839, slaves aboard a Spanish schooner, La Amistad, revolted to secure their freedom while being transported from one Cuban port to another. I wonder if they were successful. They revolted to secure it, so sounds like maybe they were successful. 1840, a MS 7.4 earthquake struck present-day Turkey and Armenia, combined with the effects of an eruption of Mount Ararat, killed 10,000 people.
Oh,
and Mount Ararat, of course, is the mountain that Noah landed on, like when it was all flooded and everything.
Oh.
Like, actually, there's a photo, Noah's Ark, Mount Ararat. They've discovered right here. Like, this is an actual like on the mountain. They've sampled the area around it, and it's wood. And the length and width is exactly the dimensions as described in the Bible.
Oh, wow.
I believe that they have found it. That is Noah's Ark right there. It's out on Mount Ararat, and the entire mountain is all like it's a Turkey military no-go zone. So there's no one allowed up there. So nobody knows. There's no way to figure it out. But like a long time ago, like before Turkey really fully locked it down, like they did allow some people under special permission. That's how we discovered the width, the length, and all this stuff. And like they tested the soil and stuff, and they found traces of wood. Of like the same type of whatever the wood it was that was used to make the ark. Like there's so many connections. It's crazy. So yeah, here it is, Mount Ararat.
Oh, there's the spot. There's 2 spots. What's that?
The Ararat anomaly right here. Most searchers focus on this area, but then there's this area. So, but anyway, getting back on to the history here, 1843. An alligator fell from the sky during a thunderstorm on Charleston, South Carolina.
I know for falling alligators.
Yeah, well, hold on a second. I have a clip from a very old Family Feud right here.
Name an animal with 3 letters in its name.
Alligator.
Bruh.
What an idiot. Oh, yeah, I also have this here.
Name
this is
something
hilarious.
People take with them to the beach.
Turkey.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket.
Turkey.
Can you hear it?
No, I couldn't hear the beginning of it.
Basically, the first question was something you bring to the beach. He says turkey. So something you buy at the supermarket, turkey. And the third question is a food that's often stuffed. Turkey. He just kept going with the turkey. Anyway, 1847, envelope bearing first U.S. 10-cent stamps was used. It still exists today, so they saved the envelope. I'm not sure. That's not it. It's just a 5. Well, I guess that would be 2 5-cents is a 10-cent, but this says the first 10-cent stamps
No,
used.
plural. It says plural.
Oh.
10-cent stamps.
So they would say 5-cent stamps, not 2 stamps equating to 10 cents. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's all one piece, and they did it in 2 5s.
But there is this.
Maybe that
here.
is one stamp. But then it would say stamp.
But hold on a second. This one makes more sense. Let's see if these are 10 cent. There's 2 cent here, and there are 10. So I think this is the actual letter that it's talking about.
You know what they do now? You know what's different now than to the day when there was 10 cents, 25 cent stamps, everything else?
What?
You go and buy stamps and you use them to mail. So as long as you have those, you can mail. So if it goes up, you can still use those stamps. But when you go buy more stamps, you're going to pay more for the same stamp.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so
Yeah,
so
so-
stamps are still valid.
Yeah, so stamps you have today don't have a value on them.
Okay, that's cool. That makes sense.
Yeah,
You
of
know?
course.
84-9, Giuseppe Garibaldi began hunger strike in Rome, probably part of his unification thing. 1850, Benjamin Lane received a patent for a gas mask with a breathing apparatus. Now, we've covered the gas mask 2 times already, this being the 3rd. Like, at one point it was a Canadian, he was there.
That's right.
So, but one of them actually invented the thing, but like these are like patents, because this says a patent for a gas mask with a breathing apparatus.
Okay,
So
they added to
they're upgrading it and everything. So, 1858, Russian implemented partial emancipation of serfs. All right, serfs are slaves and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. 1862, U.S. President Lincoln signed an act granting land for state agricultural colleges. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think Cal State Fullerton has like the whole Arboretum area and all that stuff.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, we've been there. 1862, U.S. President, we got that one. 1863, second day of the Battle of Gettysburg during the U.S. Civil War. So, yeah, it says the Battle of Little Round Top took place and resulted in a Union victory after the Confederate troops unsuccessfully tried to assault the Union left flank. 1864, General Early and Confederate forces reached Winchester en route to Washington, D.C. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're coming. That's not good. We also have U.S. Congress form the National Statutory Hall, or Statuary Hall, not Statutory Hall. Why do I keep reading that Statuary Hall. Like, and that's this right here. Like it's basically like it's a hall of statues. A whole bunch of it's a big rotunda area just full of statues
look at that.
and everything. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Until they come to life after the museum closes, and then it's terrifying. 1865, one-time Methodist Reformed Church minister William Booth and his wife Catherine Booth founded the East London Christian Mission, now known as the Salvation Army. Oh wow! I go there all the time to donate stuff. Look at that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
1867, first U.S. elevated railroad began service in New York City, and for people who don't really understand the concept of an elevated railroad, there it is. It's up,
The L.
The L train, yeah, there it is. Just because there's no room to put a train on the ground anymore. It's all developed. So, 1881, U.S. President James Garfield was shot by Charles Guiteau, a disappointed office seeker. Garfield died 79 days later. He would die of complications from his wounds on September 19th. So James A. Garfield.
That's a long time. I didn't realize it was that long.
Oh yeah. 1885, Canada's Northwest insurrection ended with Chief Big Bear surrendering. 1890, U.S. Congress passed the Sherman Antitrust Act. What is this Sherman Antitrust Act, you may ask? Well, I'm actually going to start the underbar description section here really quick. Yeah, there is a wiki. So for this link and any other link that we gather throughout the show, these will be in the underbar description after the live stream. There's already a lot of cool stuff down there, including but not limited to All Things Omni Coalition, our sources and the music in the background and a lot of other cool things. But this Antitrust Act is a U.S. antitrust law which prescribes the rule of free competition among those engaged in commerce and consequently prohibits unfair monopolies. Yeah, so I remember this being used against monopolies to break them up and everything. I think they used this to split up AT&T and everything.
They did.
Yeah.
Absolutely did.
1894, government obtained injunction against striking Pullman workers. Wonder why they were striking, how long they were striking, how many involved.
Generally money.
Yeah, generally. But it could also be hours, or vacation or something, or,
Pullman, you're on a train, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that may be the problem. By the time you get back home, I don't know.
They schedule for another train.
Yeah.
You sleep on the train, they feed you, so it's just like, oh, well, you owe your soul to the company store now, on wheels. 1900, the first flight of the Zeppelin LZ-1, a dirigible airship designed by Graf Ferdinand von Zeppelin at Lake Constance near Friedrichshafen in Germany. And I actually have a photograph of that right there. Check that out. That is awesome. So, And let's look at more images of this dirigible. Zeppelin. So, what's the difference between a dirigible and a Zeppelin?
I have no idea.
I think powered. I'm not sure. You know
Well,
what?
they all have to have power. All balloons have to have a power.
What's the difference between a dirigible, Zeppelin, and blimp?
I think it's terminology only.
Airship. Dirigible balloon or dirigible... Oh, it's according to AI, a dirigible is any steerable, powered airship. A Zeppelin is a specific type of rigged dirigible, and a blimp is a non-rigged dirigible. There is a difference,
Okay.
according to AI. But yeah,
So it's the structure of them.
yeah. I mean, like, well, why would you? I understand we have multiple words for many things, but like, it's just.
Yeah.
Every time I see that, like why would we have 3, 4 different words? Like a balloon, a blimp, a dirigible, a zeppelin. Like we have so many words. A balloon though is just a balloon. There's nothing there. So, anyway, 1900 as well. Gene Sibelius' musical tone poem Finlandia premiered in Helsinki. I think I've heard of Finlandia. I've heard of somethinglandia. Finlandia. All right. I'm gonna add this into the underbar as well if anybody wants to read up on Finlandia here. So let's toss that there really quick. It's a tone poem. What's a tone poem? A symphonic poem or tone poem is a piece of orchestral music. Okay, so it's like a live performed music video of sorts, if that makes any sense. Because it's orchestral music and it's a poem. So it's a song. It's music and vocals.
Yeah, okay.
So
Rhythmic poem.
yeah. So what else do we got here? Get rid of these. 1901, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid robbed a train of $40,000 at Wagner, Montana. Now, what's 1901? $40,000 in 2026.
40. I am going to say $380,000.
$380,000. Okay, let's see. Hold your bets. $1,577,049.41 today. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang. What else do we got here? 1903, National League MLB batting champion Ed Delonte disappeared after being removed intoxicated from a train by force, found dead at bottom of Niagara Falls 2 weeks later.
Whoa.
What the hell? Wow. 1903, pitcher Jack Doschle debuted for the Chicago Cubs, the first son of a major leaguer to play MLB. Father was Herm from 1882 to 1992.
Jack DeRocher. I believe I think it's the same one. DeRocher was a manager with the Dodgers later in my lifetime, which wouldn't be the same one.
I'm just wondering if is this 1882 to 92? Is that like was he born in 1882 and died in 92, 110 years old, or which is not not impossible?
No.
Or is that just when he was playing? 10 years. Was that his career?
Yeah, 10 years would have been probably his career.
So his father's career, right
so
here.
I would think it would have to be
Okay.
It would have to be a child or grandchild or something with a DeRocher.
Okay. 1906, MLB New York Yankees won by forfeit for the first time. 1911, Detroit Tigers legend Ty Cobb hit in his 40th straight game and 14-6 rout of Cleveland. Streak ends the next game. Well, at least he made it this far. 1912, Horn and Hardin opened its first New York City Automat self-serving restaurant. So we spoke about... Oh, yeah, no, that's right, because we spoke about a closing. That one time a long time ago.
Okay.
And then we talked about the first Automat, but it was in London, and we were all confused. Remember all that? So this is when they actually opened the first New York Automat.
The DeRocher I'm thinking about was Leo DeRocher.
Okay. Still don't know who that is.
Probably a relative of some sort. There's not many DeRochers around.
1915, Erich Muenter, an instructor in German at Cornell University, exploded a bomb in the U.S. Senate reception room. What the fuck? Like, what? Why? 1916, Lenin sent his manuscript stating imperialism is caused by capitalism to his publisher, arguing that modern capitalism is dominated by monopolies, finance capital, colonial rivalry, and the division of the world among great powers. I mean, I really wish I didn't agree with frickin' Vladimir Lenin, but he has a point. you know, I'm no communist, but like capitalism ain't the shiny thing that everybody thinks it is. So we need something better than either of them. Like, you know, an entirely new coin. So because they're both the same, you know, they're two sides of the same coin. We need a new coin entirely. 1917, race riot in East St. Louis, Illinois escalated. Black neighborhood attacked and burned. Between 40 to 200 were killed over 2 days, and 6,000 left homeless. Wow, that's terrible. We also have in the lead up to the Battle of Aqaba, T.E. Lawrence, or Lawrence of Arabia, and his Arab forces defeated a battalion of Ottomans at Abu al-Lasan. 1921, in boxing's first $1 million gate, $1.7 million, world heavyweight champion Jack Dempsey knocks out Frenchman Georges Carpentier in round 4 of his third title defense with a crowd of 91,000 at Boyle's 30 Acres in Jersey City. 1921 as well, Warren G. Harding signed a joint congressional resolution declaring the official end of war with Germany. So he signed the Knox-Porter Resolution, formally ending the war between the United States and Germany. So we are still in a state of war with them until this date, 1921.
Wow. Yeah.
Like 3 years after the end of World War I. 1918, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Approximately 3 years.
Yeah. 21 as well, British coal miners' strike ends after 3 months with settlement largely on the terms of the mine owners. That doesn't sound too good. 22, Ralph Samuelson, at the age of 18, rode the world's first water skis on Lake Pepin in Lake City, Minnesota. Yeah, there he is right there, after previous attempts riding aboard. So yeah, he tried
Water
with a
skiing's
snowboard.
fun.
Yeah. Like,
I
you
haven't
know.
done this since I was a kid.
Dang. I have never done it. Well, telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that. That was Amelia Earhart. We'll get to her in a minute, but check that out. You know, doing the jump and all that stuff. Water skiing's fun though until you fall off. Like there's this one video of hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it. Lady jumps off the speed boat. No.
Oh man.
Monday coming at you like no.
I want to see what that boat did when she jumped.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It's already sinking.
That's just rude.
It's
Let's
me.
not
It's
laugh
me.
at her. 1 century ago, 1926, U.S. Army Air Corps created Distinguished Flying Cross, authorized to award heroism or extraordinary achievement while participating in an aerial flight. All right. Let's take a look at this medal here. But no, the video I was thinking of is like there was this these 2 ladies, like, you know, one was on powering the boats, you know, driving it, and the other was on water skis. She fell off, and then for whatever reason, the one driving jumped off to go rescue her, while the boat was still moving.
Oh no.
Like she didn't stop the engine or anything.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, I'm gonna go rescue my friend now. And it's still like, you know, full throttle.
The driver of the boat?
Yeah, the driver of the boat.
No.
There's only 2 people. There's a driver, 2 ladies. The lady driving the boat and the lady on the water skis. The water skis fell off, and the lady driving the boat just, oh, okay, I'm gonna go rescue my friend now, and just off she goes, and then, you know,
The empty boat.
yeah, but there's like a GoPro or whatever on the front, you know, so that's how we have the video.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's a video. So, like, you know, like they were recording themselves for TikTok or whatever it was. So we're just watching, and then, like, the boat's still going, and they're just, you know, becoming dots farther and farther in the distance.
Wow.
Just, okay.
Stupid.
Yeah. 1926, we got that one. 1927, Jericho earthquake in Palestine killed about 500 people. Yikes. 28, British Parliament reduced the age at women can vote to 21, the same as men. Representation of the People Act, 1928. I believe they since
You mean
reduced
there's
that.
a different age for men and women?
Oh yeah, like we've covered a couple articles already. That's covered women of.
Well, that's British Parliament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 28, the Jenkins Television Corporation, owned by Charles Jenkins, went on air with W3XK, the first television broadcasting station in the USA. That rhymes. 1930, MLB Chicago White Sox outfielder Carl Reynolds became only the second player in MLB history to hit home runs in 3 consecutive innings in 15-4 victory at Yankee Stadium. 32, Canadian golfer Walter Hagen won his 5th and last Western Open in Cleveland 16 years after he won his first. That's epic. Just doing a quick scan for comments, nothing yet. 1932, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt delivered the first acceptance speech at a presidential nomination convention, or nominating convention, so he wasn't president yet.
They accepted their nomination.
Yeah. 33, New York Giants pitcher Carl Hubble worked 18 innings of shutout ball without a walk to beat St. Louis Cardinals 1-0. Wow, he put in. That's epic.
And there's the Hubble
Telescope?
telescope.
Yeah,
I wonder
well-
if you have anything to do with that.
No, that's
helpful.
That's Edwin Hubble. We've actually looked this up.
I know. I was kidding.
34, the Night of the Long Knives ended after 3 days of killing, so that's not one night then, is it?
Yeah, no.
It's the Knights of the Long Knives. But then again, that makes it sound like, they're the Knights of the Long Knives. Oh, crusade. So, but no, it was a bad thing. 35, a Great Britain amateur boxing team defeated United States in the first International Golden Gloves tournament in New York City, New York. 2 years later, a 24-hour honor guard was first posted at the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. And we've been there. We've actually seen the changing of the guard.
Still there today.
Yep. 37, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan disappeared flying over the Pacific Ocean en route to Howland Island. Noonan was declared dead the following year, and Earhart was declared the year after in 1939. So, rest in peace, you two. What else do we got here? 1940, former Dutch Prime Minister Hendrikus Koolhaas published Borders of Two Worlds, German Victory. What is that? Is that like what he thinks?
I don't know.
Like, this just tells me about the guy, not about the... advocating for accepting German leadership in Europe after the Dutch defeat and the royal family's departure to England. Okay, so like he's thinking ahead what it would be like if Germany won. So, yikes. 1940 as well, Indian independence leader Subhas Chandra Bose was arrested and detained in Calcutta. Yeah. 1940, Lake Washington Floating Bridge, Seattle, was dedicated and open to traffic. So check that bridge out. Yeah, it's a bridge and it floats. It's
okay, like it's on pontoons or something.
Yeah, like probably because like the water and everything, but now they've completely cut off that entire thing for boat travel. That's unfortunate. It still looks cool though. Like this almost looks like a toy, like just the way like the colors are and everything, but. Like, let's actually look at, that's the wrong one here. There we go, this one. Didn't want that guy, I wanted this one. That's the floating bridge right there. Well, it looks like there's a sailboat, but, like, there's no way to get,
Past it. Well, they could be sailing in there. There's a lot of water in there.
Yeah.
But you are cutting off a lot of waterways, so there's got to be other access, I guess.
Yeah. So, there they are building it.
Yeah.
Looks cool. What else we got here? 1941, Mom's Time. Joe DiMaggio hit a 3-run homer off Boston's Dick Newsom to pass Willie Keeler's MLB record 44-game hitting streak. Finally, a Mom's Time that's not something horrifying. Yeah. But then the very next article, Nazi mass murder in Lvov. I shouldn't be laughing. Lumberg, 7,000 dead. Noel Coward's Blind Spirit premieres in London. Okay, so that's good. 1943, Lieutenant Charles Hall became the first black stadium pilot to shoot down a Nazi plane. Excellent. Kick him out. Loons Time, 1946, Dutch Biel government formed. Harbor workers in strike at Rotterdam and Amsterdam. 47, military coup discovered in France. That's not good.
Ooh, military coup in France.
This is after World War II, yeah. So that's not good.
That's kind of weird.
Probably taking advantage of them still building up after really well, they didn't exist as a country. They got conquered.
Yeah.
So
they're trying to reform.
Yeah, they were on life support there.
Someone tried to take it over.
Yikes.
No idea.
Yeah, neither did I. 49, Red Barber's Clubhouse sports show premiered on CBS TV. Does that sound familiar by any chance?
No.
49 as well, the state of Vietnam was internationally recognized, governing the southern half of Vietnam with Bao Dai as chief of state. So right off the bat, they were split. North Vietnam being the communists under Ho Chi Minh, and then South Vietnam being capitalists. 1950, Kinkaku-ji, a Zen Buddhist temple in Kyoto, Japan, burnt down. That's a real shame. Oh wow, look at that. Must be rebuilt. Obviously this photo. That's beautiful. I really it really breaks my heart whenever I hear historic things or anything burning down, but the Globe Theater and a lot of old town places and all that stuff. Then there's these shrines and all that stuff and how important that is to some people. So 1951, Bob and Ray Show premiered on NBC Radio. Does that sound familiar at all?
No.
Okay. 51, Bill Veeck bought MLB St. Louis Browns from Bill and Charlie DeWitt after 1953 season, sold franchise to Clarence Mills, who moved team to Baltimore, becoming the Orioles.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. 51, Island Advisor to Curacao was installed. What does that mean? Island Advisor of Curacao. Just tells me about Curacao. I guess like a political position. Curacao, officially, the country of Curacao is a constituent country within the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
Netherlands, okay.
It is an island country located in the southern Caribbean Sea, so it's just north of like Venezuela is like right here or something. Specifically, the Dutch Caribbean region, about 40 miles north of Venezuela, and 50 miles southeast of Aruba. Okay, they're out here.
Yeah, so the first sentence put me in a whole different area.
In Netherlands. Oh, yeah. You're in Europe. I'm over here.
Yeah.
51. Leonid astronomers discovered a radio signal from outside the Milky Way system. Ooh.
Yeah.
But it could be like, a star or something. It's not necessarily an intelligent life.
Not necessarily transmitted.
51. Worcestershire cricket wicketkeeper Hugo Yarnold made a record 6 stumpings in an inning in a first-class match versus Scotland at Dundee. Woo! A stumping. Cricket wicket, cricket, stump. I'm turning into a rapper there. 52. Netherlands Princess Beatrice opened miniature city of Madurodam. What is that? Miniature city. Is it like a small city or like a... Oh, okay, good. That's what I thought it was. Like a tiny...
Oh, okay, yeah, that's slick.
Yeah, that's odd. Remember they had something like this out in Legoland? Like,
yeah, they did.
Yeah. Oh, if the freaking images load. Like, they had a whole bunch of, different parts of the world made of Lego. Which, makes me think, do they cover them when it's when it's stormy outside or all that stuff? Because that's all actual Lego, Like, eventually you'd think, from birds constantly coming around and,
well, it's plastic.
Yeah.
It's all Legos. It's pretty durable stuff. I'm sure they maintain it.
But
really,
also,
really well.
also the sun, it bleaches the color.
True.
What else we got here? 1955, Lawrence Welk Show premiered on ABC. Does Loon remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence Welk Show?
But it's kind of corny for me.
Ah, okay.
But I remember in the later years, not 55, but I probably remember somewhere in the 60s.
Okay. This next one is no longer in either source. 1955 as well, U.S. Open Women's Golf, Wichita Golf Course. Uruguayan Faye Crocker defeated Louis Suggs and Mary Lena Falk by 4 to become the tournament's first overseas winner. Excellent job. And from Uruguay. That's awesome. 56, Elvis Presley recorded Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel at RCA Studio in New York City.
Yeah.
57, the first submarine designed to fire guided missiles was launched. The USS Grayback, SSG 574. And I do have a picture of this. That's the floating bridge. There it is right there. So what they did is they actually stored the missiles in this section here. And they loaded it up, turned the thing, and then just fired it, off of a ramp. This is before they had the technology to cause differential with an underwater tube and everything. Because now not only are you trying to launch a missile up, but you're launching it not just through atmosphere, but through all that water wanting to come down. So you gotta have some way to pump the water down while simultaneously shooting the missile up. It's a whole thing. I've seen a video on it. It's wild. The mechanics and engineering of those tubes, it's awesome stuff. But yeah, right here it shows the hatch thing open right there. Yeah, the whole hatch thing opens.
That's a way better shot.
Yeah. Well, here you wouldn't even know what it is.
No.
Well,
now that I know what it is, it's a better shot.
Yeah, exactly. No, and there it is. It appears to be launching it right there.
Oh, that's also.
Actually, no, that's an airplane.
Yeah, it is an airplane.
So I guess it's not. Well, there it is.
Gee, look at that.
Yeah. 57, Pope Pius XII published encyclical Les Pèlerinages de Lourdes, warning against materialism. Absolutely. 1961, amidst 5 New York Yankee homers versus Washington, Roger Maris hit the 29th and 30th en route to 61 for the season.
Yeah.
62.
He broke Babe Ruth's single season record.
62, Sam Walton opened his first Walmart store in Rogers, Arkansas, and thus the nightmare began. And here it is, a Walmart, And Sam Walton, this is why there's Sam's Club and Walmart. Sam Walton. Walmart.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 1963, MLB San Francisco Giants legend Willie Mays broke up classic Juan Juan Marshall versus Marichal versus Warren Spahn pitching duel, homering in 16th inning off Spahn for 1-0 win versus Milwaukee Braves.
Two great pitchers there, Warren Spahn and Juan Marshall.
Yeah. 64, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act into law, meant to prohibit segregation in public spaces. You know, only if it's enforced. So, which the Democrats, they don't enforce that down in the South. 66, first French nuclear test, specifically on Marora Atoll, but this is their first one ever. France conducted its first nuclear weapon test in the Pacific on Marora Atoll. So, you know, France is a nuclear power. A lot of people don't know that. So, 1966, this is also no longer in either source. Wimbledon women's tennis stadium Billie Jean King defeated Maria Bueno of Brazil 6-3, 3-6, 6-1 for the first of her 12 Grand Slam singles titles. It's epic.
Won a bunch.
Yeah. 68, stadium jazz musician Louis Armstrong led his all-star band in a performance at the BBC television studio in London, England. The 13-song set was broadcast in September. Nice. An El Al Israeli airliner was hijacked and diverted to Algeria by 3 armed members of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, the PFLP. 365 days later, 1969, stadium guitarist Leslie West and producer bassist Felix Paparelli formed the rock group Mountain. Did you ever hear about that?
I never heard of Mountain.
Okay. 69 as well, Ireland cricketers dismissed. What is that?
Me.
Okay. Scared me. Ireland cricketers dismissed West Indies for just 25. Dougie Goodwin 5 for 6. Alec O'Riordan 4 for 18. Was set up to set up a huge upset in Londonderry. Okay, whatever the heck that means.
Cricket.
1970, first Boeing 747 landed in Amsterdam and Brussels.
Ooh.
Nice. 70 as well, Neil Blaney was found not guilty of illegal arms importation to the Irish Republican Army by a Dublin jury. You know, like I have a foolproof plan how to stop all that. Let Ireland free. You know, the UK needs to ununited because obviously Ireland and Scotland are not there willingly. Frickin' Britain, you know, with their iron grip. 1970, the Prevention of Incitement to Hatred Act in Northern Ireland was introduced. It proves difficult to secure convictions under its provisions, seldom enforced. 1972, stadium pole vaulter Bob Seagren broke world record for the 4th and final time with a 5.63 meter in Eugene, Oregon. Wow.
I remember.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We also have India and Pakistan signed similar agreement, peace accord. I'm going to look that up here really quick just to see if I get anything. Okay, a similar accord. All right. What is that? Go away. I don't want to pay any money. No. Similar accord. All right. Similar agreements. Let's add this here really quick. Get rid of that. Move that down. It is a bilateral peace treaty and framework agreement signed between India and Pakistan. It followed Pakistan's defeat in the India-Pakistan War of 1971, which began after India intervened in the Bangladesh Liberation War in East Pakistan on Mujahideen Bhutani's side against Pakistan armed forces. The treaty's official purpose is stated to serve as a way for both countries to, quote, put an end to the conflict and confrontation that have hitherto marred their relations, end quote, and to conceive the steps to be taken for further normalization of India-Pakistan relations, while also laying down the principles that should govern their future interactions.
They've come close to war a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Since then. And they're both nuclear powers.
Yeah, that's terrifying. 73, You've Never Been This Far Before, single released by Conway Twitty, later receiving the Billboard Song of the Year, Country, 1973. 73 as well, National Black Network began radio operations in New York. I wonder who that's for. It's 1976, formal reunification of North and South Vietnam. The end of South Vietnam, Communist North Vietnam, annexed its former South Vietnam to form the United Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The Unified Socialist Republic, that is. 76 as well, Ramble in attack. The Ulster Volunteer Force killed 6 civilians, 5 Protestants, 1 Catholic, and a gun attack at a pub near Antrim. The pub was targeted because it was owned by Catholics. Wow. We also have U.S. Supreme Court rule, death penalty not inherently cruel or unusual. Yeah, I agree. You know? But, like, either exile or execution, one of those two for the egregious people. 1978, MLB pitcher Ron Guidry defeated Detroit 3-2 for a New York Yankee record 13-0 start to the season. That's a good start. Wow. 79, first U.S. coin to honor a woman was issued with Susan B. Anthony. I have a few of those. Good old Susan B. Anthony
What
coins.
kind of
there.
issues is she? Woman with issues.
Issued.
Oh, okay.
No, to honor a woman was issued with the Susan B. Anthony. So this is the first coin in the United States that honors a woman.
Okay, is it? Okay.
Issued to the public.
No.
So,
She said with issues.
well, all
What
women
the
have
hell?
issues, So that's
Oh,
just.
time out.
Wait, that's just like, just common knowledge. That's redundancy, like, I don't need to be wasting time saying things everybody knows. 1980
Wow.
comedy film Airplane, written and directed by David Zecker, Jim Abrams, and Jerry Zucker, and starring Robert Hayes and Julie Haggerty, premiered. Well, as the joke goes, all women are bi. It's up to the men to discover whether it's sexual or polar. I'm going to get so much hate. 1980,
Wow.
Grateful Dead guitarist Bob Weir, drummer Mickey Hart, and manager Danny Rifkin were arrested for suspicion of inciting a riot after a concert in San Diego, California. That's not good.
Why would the band be inciting a riot?
Well, I guess they just didn't like the band, so the police always find ways to abuse their power, unfortunately. So, 82 in South Africa, the Internal Security Act was passed, giving massive powers to the authorities to investigate any organization for poor publication. 82, Larry Walters rose to 16,000 feet over Los Angeles using a lawn chair and 42 helium balloons. That's what we have there. So
Is that what that is?
yes,
Oh,
he's
man.
up there in that chair. So, and actually, as the
How did
story
he come down? He
goes,
starts popping them?
he actually, I was literally just gonna say that he had some BB gun or something, and when he was ready to come down to lose altitude, he just shot out a couple and slowly drifted himself down.
Keep popping one by one, so it brought him down slowly.
It says Larry Walters, a truck driver from Los Angeles, fulfilled a lifelong dream. He tied 45 helium weather balloons to his patio lawn chair, packed a BB gun in a sandwich, and cut the tether. He expected to float 30 feet up. Instead, he shot up to 16,000 feet, freezing in the thin air and drifting into LAX airspace.
Wow.
A commercial airline pilot radioed the tower. Oh, I've just passed a guy in a lawn chair with a gun. He survived by shooting balloons to descent. So, what? It's like, wait, can you run that by me again?
Yeah,
What?
Say again, 442.
What? 1985, European Space Agency, the ESA, launched Giotto as its first deep space mission. Primary aim was to study Halley's Comet. All right. 86, Boston Red Sox pitcher Roger Clemens, 14-0, suffered his first loss, 4-2 versus Toronto. 1 win short of American League record for consecutive wins to start season. Oh,
bummer.
that sucks. 86, Assembly of Civility General Strike against Pinochet regime in Chile. It says here, this is connected. Rodrigo Rojas and Carmen Gloria Quintana were burnt alive during a street demonstration against the dictatorship of General Augusto Pinochet in Chile in the Cremados case. Yeah. People. Yeah.
God.
86, U.S. Supreme Court upheld affirmative action in 2 rulings. That's just tribalist and prejudice against whites. That's what affirmative action is. DEI didn't earn it. Ao's time, 1987, Kansas City Royals outfielder Jim Eisenreich hit first home run since 1982, so 5 years. An MLB comeback process, retired in 1984 to Rett syndrome. Ooh, that sucks. Nilde Iotti was named as the first female president of the Italian Chamber of Deputies. And this is an interesting name to try to pronounce there. 1989, Estonian jockey Steve Carlton won the Irish Derby on Old Vic to become the first rider in history to sweep the world's 4 major derbies: Kentucky, Epsom, French, and Irish. 1989, Tiananmen Square student leader Wang Dan arrested and imprisoned for spreading counter-revolutionary propaganda and incitement. Trial was not until 91. Man. 1,426 pilgrims were trampled to death after a panic in a tunnel in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. So other source says 1,400, obviously more than that, Muslim pilgrims were suffocated to death and trampled upon in a pedestrian tunnel leading to the holy city of Mecca. Dude, just being an Islamist you have to like you do the Hajj, do the Mecca, do all that stuff, and in doing so, you literally risk death. Just in your belief, you risk death. Just fulfilling the demands of your belief. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. You know, I don't know. 1990 TV cooking competition show MasterChef, presented by Lloyd Grossman and created by, or I guess Grossman, I don't know, and created by Frank Rodham, first aired in the UK. 91 film Boys in the Hood, directed by John Singleton, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ice Cube, was released. 92 as well, Braniff International Airline filed for bankruptcy liquidation. They went out of business. That's unfortunate. 93, Baguio Pagoda tragedy. A boat sank at Baguio in the Philippines, killing more than 250 people. It used to say 325 died. That's horrible. 93, Muslim fundamentalists. Now, I want to point this out. Primary source says Muslim fundamentalists in Sivas, Turkey, set a hotel on fire, killing 36 people. Other source said a mob set fire to the hotel Mamidik in Sivas, Turkey, where an Aleve cultural festival was taking place, killing 37 people. So how come the primary source, fundamentalists, they're trying to paint them in a as positive of a light as you can in this? It was a mob. Why call them fundamentalists?
Well, that's because they are, and then they kill people. I don't think they're trying to make light of it. I think they're trying to be accurate.
Well,
I think the other one's skirting around it.
Well, it just says
calling
it's
it
a mob. It is a mob.
Well, okay, it is a mob, but it's a Muslim fundamentalist mob.
It is. But to say Muslim fundamentalists, it almost, I don't know.
Unless it's an accurate statement.
Well, no, to me, it sounds like they're trying to say, like, oh, blah, blah, it's their culture, you got to accept it, whatever, like, how the media and everything pushes all this crap anymore these days.
No,
like,
I disagree.
I
I think they're just calling it as it is. The other one's kind of skirting it.
But at the same time, calling them fundamentalists also makes it sound like
if it's accurate,
it's fundamental for them to set fire and kill people. No, I disagree. Call them a mob. Anyway, 93 Royal Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri was renamed Kauffman Stadium shortly before the death of MLB Kansas City Royals team owner Edwin Kauffman. 94 John Wayne Bobbitt and Christiana Elliott were arrested for domestic battery. 94 as well, Middlesex cricket team seam bowler Richard Johnson took all 10 Derbyshire wickets for 45 runs at the county ground in Derby. Okay, freaking cricket, dude. 95 Ringo Starr's third All-Star Band debuted in concert. Members included Randy Bachman, Mark Farner, Billy Preston, Felix Cavalier, John Entwistle, Zach Starkey, and Mark Rivera. Never heard of any of them. 97 The Bank of Thailand floated the Baht, triggering the Asian financial crisis. Do you know what the Baht is?
No, I don't.
Let's look this up here. I think it might be their dollar or whatever.
No, okay.
Like the won, the this, the that, the yuan, the yen, it's just AI saying.
Yeah.
What is, so I think that's what it is. What is BAHT? Baht. Okay? Yeah, currency of Thailand. Okay. 1998, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the second book in J.K. Rowling's series, was published by Bloomsbury in the UK. 2000! Alright, we are in the home stretch
here.
here.
We go.
Can we do it in 6
21st
minutes?
century.
Vincent Fox was elected the first president of Mexico from an opposition party, the Partido Acción Nacional, after more than 70 years of continuous rule by the Partido Revolucionario Institucional. So wow, that's awesome. 2001, Abio Core self-contained artificial heart was created. Wow, that's epic. So there it is, self-contained artificial heart.
Good grief.
Yeah, technology. Now, if anybody wants to kill somebody, just hit them with an EMP. 2001 as well, Bush administration announced that it will seek to let oil companies drill on about 1,500,000 acres of the Gulf of Mexico, which is now the Gulf of America. I forgot to switch that there. 2001 as well, UN Security Council, facing an almost certain Russian veto, agreed to postpone indefinitely a vote on the U.S.-led smart sanctions package for Iraq. 2002, Steve Fossett became the first person to fly solo nonstop around the world in a balloon. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
2003, Silvio Berlusconi Prime Minister of Italy, insulted German MP, Member of Parliament, Martin Schulz by calling him a capo during a session of the European Parliament. Isn't that like an officer of the mafia or something, a capo? Like El Capo or something?
Could be.
Like 2004, you know what, I'm going to look that up here.
Spanish mafia.
Capo. Musical device. Okay, that's weird. Capo Mafia. I think that's what he was meaning. Capo regime. A capo regime or a capodincia, usually shortened to capo or informally referred to as captain, skipper, or lieutenant, is a leadership position in the mafia.
Okay.
A capo is a made member of an Italian crime family who heads a regime or crew of soldiers and has major status and influence in the organization.
Yeah, you did on.
Yeah. 2004, ASEAN Regional Forum accepted Pakistan as its 24th member. Okay. 2005, 10 Live Aid concerts held around the world, organized by Bob Geldof to raise awareness of poverty. So the Live Aid benefit concerts took place in the G8 states and in South Africa. More than 1,000 musicians performed and were broadcast on 182 television networks and 2,000 radio networks.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, it says here in Mercy Fitzgerald Square, Johannesburg, South Africa. Performers included Lucky Dube, Mahotella Queens, Orchestra, Baobab Zola, and Vusi Mahasala. There was also concerts in Red Square, Moscow, Russia. Performers included Pet Shop Boys, Agatha Christie, Spleen, and Red Elvises. I guess, for Russia, Red Elvises.
Yeah.
2006, Michael Schumacher won U.S. F1 Grand Prix for the 5th time. First driver in any series to win 5 races at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sri Lanka in 2006, their Stana Jayarasura 152 and Upal Tharanga 109 compile world record cricket ODI opening stand of 286 versus England at Headingley. Cool. 2008, a settlement was reached allowing former NBA franchise the Seattle Supersonics to move to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. New owner Clay Bennett agreed to pay City of Seattle $45 million to wriggle out of last 2 years of key arena lease. Yeah. 2008, Ingrid Betancourt and 14 other FARC hostages were rescued by the Colombian Armed Forces. FARC. What is FARC?
I have heard of that somehow.
I know that's slang for garbage or something. It's not fact, it's FARC or something like that.
I'm not sure I hear that.
I'm going to look that up here. FARC. Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. Former Colombian guerrilla movement. Oh, wow. There it is. In 2010, FIFA World Cup, Ghana, the only African team remaining in last 8, were beaten 4-2 on penalties by Uruguay. Netherlands upset Brazil 2-1. We also have an oil tanker truck explosion in South Kivu, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, killed at least 230 people. Holy crap! 2012, GlaxoSmithKline settled the largest healthcare fraud case in history for $3 billion with a B U.S. dollars. That's a big case. Monsoon rain in East India killed at least 79 people and left 2.2 million homeless.
Ooh.
With 16 people in 2013 were killed and 200 others were injured in protest clashes at Cairo University against Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi. 2013 as well, Reds pitcher Homer Bailey no-hit San Francisco Giants 3-0 in Cincinnati, his second no-hitter in 10 months.
Whoa.
Ah, nice.
Pretty hot.
Yeah. 2013 as well, a magnitude 6.1 earthquake struck Aceh in Indonesia, killing at least 42 people and injuring 420 others. That's interesting. 42 and 42-0.
Yeah.
So, 2014, former French President Nicolas Sarkozy was criminally charged with corruption by French prosecutors. 1 year after that, British Petroleum BP agreed to compensate U.S. government and Gulf states $18.7 billion with a B dollars for the 2010 Gulf of America oil spill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're sorry. Remember all that crap? No. 2016, large lorry bomb in Baghdad killed at least 125 people and wounded 150. Islamic State claimed responsibility. 1 year after that, 2017, FIFA Confederations Cup. Germany defeated Chile 1-0 to win for the first time at Krasovsky Stadium in St. Petersburg, Russia. Hometown underdog Jeff Horn upsetted Manny Pacquiao of the Philippines on points in the highly controversial WBO welterweight title in Brisbane, Australia. Fight there. New Jersey Governor Chris Krispy Kreme Christie caused an uproar by having a day at the beach during his government shutdown of the beaches. Wow, what an asshole.
Oh, Chris
What an
Christie's
asshole.
a piece of work. He ran for
Yeah.
president, you know.
Yeah, I know. Like that's
Okay.
why I called him Chris Krispy Kreme Christie, because it rhymes and he's a freaking
Yeah.
tub of lard douchebag. 2017, World Health Organization declared Ebola outbreak in Democratic Republic of Congo over 4 deaths. Yikes. We also have U.S. President Donald Trump tweeted edited wrestling video of himself attacking news network CNN. Ha!
What?
I gotta look this up here really quick. Actually, hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it. Is this it right here? Hold on. Is this right here? I think I've seen this. It shows him pummeling a man in the business. Oh.
Oh, the CNN, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Huh. If only, if only. 2018, 270,000 people now displaced by fighting in southwestern Syria, said UN since assault on rebel-held area 2 weeks ago. 2018 as well, British divers discovered 12 boys and their coach alive in Thang Nang Non Cave, Thailand, after being trapped for 9 days by monsoon flooding. Yeah, we covered that 9 days ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
2019, airstrike killed at least 40 people at Libyan migrant center in Tripoli, with Libyan National Army blames. Wow. It's horrible. 2019 as well, Germany's Ursula von der Leyen was the first woman nominated to lead the European Commission, with France's Christine Lagarde the first woman nominated to lead the European Central Bank.
Okay.
Are they DEI though? That's about the right time, 2019. Are they getting those jobs because they actually work for them? Or are they getting those jobs because they have, are they certain check boxes?
I'm going to say they work very hard for their careers and they deserve it.
Well, I don't think so with the year and how everything has been going, and yeah, I don't know. 2019, newly rediscovered Lewis chess piece sold at auction for £735,000 in London. And this says piece, as in singular, not a set or multiple pieces, just one piece,
Well,
for almost £750,000.
Maybe that's all they found of it.
No, they have a whole set. I mean, that's a whole set right there.
Yeah, I'm
But-
sure it's for the whole set. They're not going to break the set up.
Well, I mean, this is I don't know, they might have found the start of another set. There might be multiple of these out there. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. Anyway, what else do we got here? 2019 total solar eclipse over Chile and Argentina. Pretty cool. 2020 British darts organization commercial arm BDO Enterprise Limited went into liquidation due to lack of sponsorship. Oversaw original, professional, semi-pro, and amateur competitions in Britain. Well, who the hell cares about darts?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, well.
They're big on darts.
Funeral for slain Ethiopian singer Hashilu Hundissa in Ambo amid nationwide unrest at his death that has killed over 80 people. He was popular. More than 160 people died after a landslide at a jade mine in northern Hapakanat area of Myanmar. Yikes. Texas Governor Greg Abbott made wearing face masks mandatory as cases of Kung Flu soar in the state. Fearmonger. 2020 as well. Texas, we got that one. In 2021, India's known Kung Flu death toll passed 400,000 with 30.45 million cases, amid expert speculation that over 1 million have died. Fearmonger. 2022, earliest evidence for use for the use of opium from 14th century BC, found in burials at Tel Yehud, ancient Canaan, which is now Israel, formerly Palestine. 2022, largest ever exhibition on African fashion, Africa Fashion, opened at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London.
Very bright colors, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah.
If it'll load. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. More bright colors and
Yeah. They know how to style, that's for sure. They're styling.
I know that one of their head hat things is called like a dashiki or something. So, maybe that's something else. I was thinking of a kente cloth. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Don't know any of that.
For a second, I thought they were wielding lightsabers.
It
like the
looks
way
like
she's
it.
crouched, and this other guy with the hood is like, wait, did they?
Well, how's that coming over in front of them, though?
It's just like the way the lights are.
Beaming down, yeah.
No. Those are laser poles,
Oh.
but they're affixed to be at angles.
Yeah.
But like just the way this is, it looks like she's like crouching with it, and he's like
Yeah.
holding that. It's like, wait, did Africa invent Jedi too? What the hell? 2022, the more contagious Kung Flu Omicron subvariant BA.5 achieved dominance in the U.S., making up 54% of cases, according to the Center for Disease Control, the CDC. Fearmonger, fearmonger, fearmonger. 2023, U.S. scooter, they got rid of this. Right here. 2022, 2024.
Okay.
This used to be, like, between last night and now, they deleted this for some reason. U.S. schooner showing a packet captured on the Detroit River by the Provincial Marine, including top-secret war correspondence. Huh. So, unless they're actively trying to rewrite history or something, that's weird. 2024, at least 121 people, mostly women and children, were killed in a stampede and an Indian religious gathering in Hathras district, Uttar Pradesh. So now they're doing it too. So now we have two religions that might actively kill you just for being part of it. That's wild. We also have Sierra Leone banned child marriage. Good. Aiming to protect girls under 18 years old in the country where a third of all girls were married before adulthood. Yee, 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 yee. Just this time last year, 14th Dalai Lama Tenzin Gyatso confirmed he will have a reincarnated successor after his death. Chinese officials reject his declaration, announcing that the next Dalai Lama will be born in China and approved by the government. Oh, fuck off, China. Seriously. 2025 as well, Stadium rapper and hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs was found guilty on 2 accounts of transportation for prostitution and acquitted of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. And this is weird because they had this yesterday.
Huh.
I don't know how,
How do they get the hit?
well, first off, they took it out. What the hell? It's no longer here.
Huh.
Am I on the correct day? Like,
Well, that's what you've been looking at all day.
yeah. Okay, yeah, July 2nd. They took it off.
Huh.
It was there. Well, the Delaware River Bridge opened, connecting Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Camden, New Jersey. At the time, the world's longest suspension bridge was designed by Paul Philip Kretz and engineered by Ralph Mojeski, with 6 vehicle lanes, 2 trolley lanes, 2 heavy rail lanes, and 2 pedestrian walkways, renamed the Benjamin Franklin Bridge in 1955. Now,
I
hold
think
on.
they got a date wrong here somewhere. That's why they took it down.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But there, there's a bridge. So that's
Yeah.
a very big bridge. Huge.
It's not- it didn't open today.
No. So yeah, they screwed something up somewhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why it's taken down.
Well, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the end of our description below for any links that you may find interesting, including my limited to All Things Family Coalition. These links that we've been collecting throughout the show will be there 10 minutes or so from now. To let us know that you're still watching, what should they say in the comments section? What's the code word today?
Well, like our last topic, bridge.
Bridge. Okay, put bridge in the comment section. Anyway, for your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! And in y'all, and in y'all.